I want you guys to know that the day this is posting, I'm recording this post commentary on the same day. I'm recording this at 12:45 p.m. and immediately after I'm done recording this, I'm just gonna edit the video together and then post it immediately. I was gonna do this last night, but I was too tired. I also want you guys to know that I got damn near no sleep these past 2 days. See, yesterday was Monday, and I had to wake up early to get to my part-time, which I only do on Mondays. So, I get up at 7 to really make sure I get there in time for 9 a.m. Waking up at 7 gives me enough time to, eat, shit, shower, and commute. But yesterday, I woke up around 6:30 just to pee. And, well, clearly I wasn't just gonna go back to sleep for half an hour. So yesterday I got up at 6:30. And then, I went to work and then I got off at 12. But then I had to go back to the family store because my sister was gonna leave with her husband. I don't need to get into that bullshit again where she takes whatever days off he has off, which is random each week. So, yeah, I've been up since 6:30 yesterday, and then after work, which is like 7, we went out for dinner, so even less time for me to be able to go home and rest. So after dinner, which I still have my drink from last night's dinner. I have a Thai milk tea with me. I didn't drink it all last night. But yeah, when I got back home, I immediately took a shower, did a couple things, and then I went to bed. I went to bed at like maybe 10 o'clock. And of course, I couldn't sleep. No matter how tired I am, no matter how hard I try to sleep early, I just can't sleep. When I was in bed, I had more energy than ever. Throughout the day, I was so tired, so weak, dozing off. And then the moment I'm finally given the chance to rest, I'm finally in bed, all I have to do is close my eyes and rest, I can't sleep. So yeah, yesterday I got almost no sleep, and then last night, like I said, I wasn't able to sleep. So who knows how long it took me until I fell asleep. I did get up just because I was now full of energy. And then I went to bed at like maybe 2 a.m. How nice. And then this morning around like maybe 6 to 6:30 a.m., there was a huge thunderstorm. Huge. Now, you might be thinking like, alright, that's not a big deal, Because this thunderstorm was like one of the biggest I've ever heard. Some of you out there might be thinking that's not a big deal, And you'd be right. There are places in the world, I think some states in the US, have thunderstorms, big thunderstorms, regularly. But you gotta understand, where I am, thunderstorms don't happen all that often. And whenever they do happen, it's usually very short. Maybe a couple loud bangs from the thunder. A couple minutes later, 20 minutes later, I don't know. Like, not that long. Thunderstorms are over here. But not this time. This time, it lasted until like maybe anywhere from like 7:30 to 8 a.m. And it was loud. Like I said, normally thunderstorms over here have like a couple loud bangs from thunder. No, this time it was constant, continuous thunder. And it was loud too. Lots and lots of thunder this time. I've never experienced anything like this before. Early in the morning, a really, really big thunderstorm. Which is rare. You don't really see thunderstorms happening this early in the morning. Thunderstorms rarely happen during the day, early in the morning. At least in my experience, it really just happens at nighttime. I guess there was a lot of shifting temperatures this morning. That's how thunderstorms work, right? So yeah, I got almost no sleep the past 2 days, which is great. And tonight, I'm going out with friends. We're gonna grab dinner, and then we are going to go watch, finally, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I was supposed to watch this, like, weeks ago. I was supposed to watch this last week with them. But then these indecisive fuckers just couldn't decide when to go, what screening. And by the time that we finally decided, alright, let's do it, let's buy the tickets, it was sold out. So great, we had to delay going to watch the movie an entire week. Now, regardless of if the film is good or not, I still want to watch it, you know. I did also invite, you know, my best friend, who I've known since first grade, since it's come to my attention yesterday that he's about to do this, like, surgical procedure, which to me sounds stupid as hell, but what do I know? I'm no healthcare professional. So he's about to get 4 of his teeth removed, and there's not going to be any replacements. No implants, no replacements, nothing. It's just going to be 4 gaps there. Why? Well, it's because, according to him, or the doctors, he has, like, this, like, excuse me, he has this, like, crooked jaw or something that is an issue for him chewing and eating food. And if nothing is done now, then he just won't be able to chew his food in the future. So I guess the fix for that is to remove 4 teeth. He's removing the 4th tooth in on all sides. So I guess somehow removing the 4 teeth, and according to the doctor, 2 years of recovery time with Invisalign, then all the teeth will just naturally shift forward and fill in the gap. You know, the teeth are going to shift forward like tectonic plates. I don't know. I don't understand it. You know, God forbid the apocalypse ever happens, because, yo, dental problems would instantly wipe out the remainder of humanity. Okay, so once I'm done this, so today we have the final slideshow presentation for school, and then that's it. There's no more. I don't have to do this bullshit reading out stuff that makes no sense to anyone anymore. Today's the last one. And then after I'm done this, I'm gonna finally get off my ass and do some schoolwork. I'm not gonna lie, I am behind, quite behind on quite a lot of schoolwork. I mean, there's no due dates, but like I said prior, I think, the course is almost done and I should get them done. You know? They're not difficult, they're just time-consuming. You know, for days now, I kept telling myself, you're gonna do it. You are gonna do them today. But then, I never do. I keep telling myself, you are going to get at least one of them done today, and I never do. I keep pushing it off. Like I said, it's not hard, it's just time-consuming. Alright, well, let's get to it. Let's get going with the final one, because there are 66 slides. And we already passed 2 of them, you know, being the 2 introduction ones. But the first slide to read stuff off of, which is slide 3 of 66, has a lot. Alright, so this one is going to be tub and shower stall enclosures. Just going to make this a little bit larger for myself so I can read it. Alright, typical enclosures are ceramic tiles, marble, acrylic, fiberglass, or other laminated plastic materials. These materials can't... It's too early for this, even though it's almost 1 in the afternoon. I wonder what time this will post. You know, maybe this will post around, like, 3 in the afternoon. Oh, yeah, that's also why I didn't record this last night. I was just too tired. I went straight to bed, but then I got a burst of energy. And instead of coming down to record this, I just gamed in my room. Anyways, yeah. These materials could be installed on mortar bed with metal lath, or, wait, not or, on older homes Drywall or modified moisture-resistant drywall on newer homes. Plywood or other wood materials are not ideal. Enclosures leak easily, especially if not maintained. Alright, we've talked about bathtubs and haven't yet talked about shower stalls. However, we're going to talk about enclosures for both since they are so similar. I'm not gonna lie, I've been craving a Thai milk tea for days now. Feels good to finally have one again. Alright, so, vulnerable to leakage. Enclosures around tubs and shower stalls are extremely vulnerable to leakage. This leakage is often concealed for some time and is a difficult issue for home inspectors. Shower stall bases have their own set of problems, which we'll talk about shortly. Types of enclosures. Enclosures for bathtubs and shower stalls can be ceramic tile, marble, or acrylic, for example. Any type of durable, water-resistant material should work. Ideally, it should also be relatively smooth and easy to clean, as well as being non-porous. The easy inspections. One-piece bathtub or shower enclosures are the easiest to inspect. These are typically acrylic, fiberglass, or other laminated plastic type materials. They have very few seams and therefore very few places to leak. There are bathtubs and shower stalls made that have an integral enclosure. These can be one-piece, two-piece, or three-piece systems that stack together to form a relatively watertight system. These tend to be fairly successful and easy to inspect. Ceramic tile. A large percentage of enclosures are ceramic tile. Marble is less common, but is effectively treated the same as ceramic tile. We will focus our discussion on ceramic tile shower stall and bathtub enclosures. The backup material. Ceramic tile can be installed on several substrates. Substrats? I don't know. In older homes, ceramic tile was installed in a cementitious? I don't know, cement kind of, I guess. Cementitious mud or mortar that was secured with metal lath. I think it's lath, L-A-T-H. I don't think it's lathe. These systems were thick and very durable. Modern tile enclosures include drywall, moisture-resistant or modified drywall, and cementitious backer materials, bracket lightweight concrete panels. Of the modern materials, the cementitious panels are considered by many to be most durable. Drywall is the least durable of these systems. Modified drywall products vary in composition and fall in between the two extremes. Excuse me, I just ate breakfast. Way past noon. The quote-unquote moisture-resistant drywall is closer to conventional drywall in its performance. Drywall systems with proprietary surfaces installed over fiberglass mats perform better than moisture-resistant drywall, and some argue better than the cementitious boards. I don't know what I'm gonna have for lunch later. I don't even know if I'm gonna have lunch. My lunch being like maybe anywhere from like 3 to 5 p.m. I could drive to Costco and get me 2 glizzies, or I could just not eat anything because I am fat as fuck. And I could just save myself until dinner. Because before the movie, my friends want to eat something. They say there's a shawarma place nearby, and no, it is not Shelby's shawarma. Well, I'm down. I'm down to try it. Alright, inspecting a bathtub. Ooh, I kind of have to full screen this because it's pretty big. Pretty small to read. Alright, A. Check operation of the faucet, bracket including shower. B. Check for proper drainage of water off the perimeter of the tub, bracket i.e. into the tub, not onto the floor. C. Check for soft backing / loose tiles, especially near soap dishes, tub / wall intersection, corners, and around the spout. D. Look for damage at the tub / wall and tub / floor intersection. E. Check for floor springiness. Yes, check for floor springiness and rot in floor of the tub. F. If a liner has been added, check for water between tub and liner. Note, shower rod and curtain omitted for clarity. Oh, that's just for the diagram. Alright, penetrations and terminations. How are bathtubs and shower enclosures like roofs? With roofs, most of the problems occur at roof penetrations or changes in direction and material. The same is true of bathtub and shower enclosures. Most of the problems occur at penetrations like faucets, soap dishes, grab bars, windows, as well as at changes in direction or material like tub tile intersections, inside wall corners, outside wall corners where the tile ends. Here's a picture. Soap dish inserted is a common place for leakage, if not caulked properly. Wow, it's been a long time since I've seen a bathtub with a soap dish insert. You know those little spaces inside the wall or installed into the wall where a bar of soap is put in, or even like a soap bottle? Wow, I forgot those existed. Alright, here's another picture. This one has fallen off. Now there's just a big hole in the wall. Water damage has loosened these tiles. Alright, tub and shower stall enclosures. We have to be a little more careful with enclosures on exterior walls. Why? Oh boy, this is a big paragraph. So, bathtubs on exterior walls. Without wall board for support, installation and vapor barrier behind the bathtub can fall out of position, leading to moisture penetration into the wall cavity. Watch those exterior walls. Inspection tip. In cold climates, it's common to find that shower and bathtub enclosures on an exterior wall are most troublesome. The vapor barrier and insulation details are often poorly executed around tubs and shower stalls on exterior walls. Wallboard is not typically installed below the level of a bathtub, for example, and so there is not the traditional support for vapor barriers and insulation in this area. Leakage of warm, moist air into this wall cavity can cause condensation and structural problems resulting in rotted wood. It's often difficult to tell the difference between leakage through the enclosure and condensation problems on exterior cold walls around tub and shower enclosures. Watch for damage here and pay particular attention to these areas and the parts of the house immediately below. Alright, so conditions: leaks, loose, broken, or missing tile, electrical proximity, light fixture too close to tub. Oh my god, there is so much to read on this next slide. We are now on 11 of 66, so we are 1/6 there. That's such a weird word to say, sixth. You know, 5th place, 6th place, 7th place. Like 6 with the TH just sounds so weird. Alright, so conditions. Leaks. Causes. Can be caused by poor grout work, poor sealing of joints, lack of maintenance, or building settlement. Implication. Implication can be cosmetic damage to finishes or structural damage to wood members. Strategy. During inspection, tap or press the tiles and look for spongy areas. Check wall penetrations such as soap dishes or windows on the wall. Intermittent leaks may not be visible and some may only occur when you are taking showers. Alright, so procedure for checking tiles and limitations with visible inspections. If suspicious or poor installation, home inspector should recommend monitoring after improvements. So leaks. Leaks in bathtub and shower enclosures are both common and difficult to detect during a home inspection. Leakage can be through grout joints in tile or at any of the penetrations and joints we've talked about. Causes. Leaking may result from poor grout work, poor sealing of joints, bracket typically with caulking, lack of maintenance, building settlement. Implications. The implications of leakage are damage to interior finishes below and structural to wood members exposed to the moisture. Since this damage is often concealed, the extent of the damage is often not appreciated until the damage is quite advanced. Strategy. We've talked about checking below plumbing fixtures before we do any operating tests. With bathtub and shower enclosures, we also recommend that you get inside and test these wall systems before flowing any water. Firstly, it's easier on you if you are checking dry surfaces. You don't want to track wet footprints through the house. Secondly, if you see an obvious problem, you may want to avoid running water so you don't cause more water damage. Look, tap, and press. Your testing procedure normally includes a visual inspection of all the surfaces, focusing on the weak areas that we've mentioned. The second part of the inspection is to tap and or press on the tiles themselves, bracket or whatever material forms the enclosure. You are looking for sponginess or an unusual amount of give. Sometimes you can see tiles starting to fall off. You may only find a problem when you tap on the surface and hear a hollow ringing sound, or push on the tiles that find that they give easily. The tiles around penetrations and just above the tub or just above the shower base are important ones to watch for. Penetrations. You should also check how well penetrations through the walls are sealed. Some soap dishes and other fixtures are installed through the tile and secured to the wall system behind. Many of the modern soap dishes and other accessories are simply bonded to the bonded to the tile with a silicone sealant. These are preferable since there is no wall penetration. Obviously, leakage is not nearly so likely here. Look behind. Whoa. Escutcheon plates? Escutcheon. Escutcheon? I guess. I'm just gonna go with it. Look behind escutcheon plates. Escutcheon plates, bracket, the decorative trim rings around pipe penetrations through walls, can sometimes be pulled back easily to determine whether things are well sealed. Even if there is no leakage, you should note vulnerable areas for water penetration. Testing the fixtures. Many home inspectors test bathtubs and showers vigorously. You should make sure that water is not spilling out of the fixture onto the floor during the test. Shower curtains or doors should be in place prior to operating showers. Some inspectors are also quite diligent about bouncing as much water off the shower walls as they can by moving the shower nozzle. There is a slight risk of creating a leak as you manipulate the shower nozzle, especially if it hasn't been moved recently. Alright, intermittent leaks. We have a number of situations where, despite our best efforts to wet the walls and flow lots of water at the shower head, we have had clients find a leak. Sometimes the leaks will only occur when people Let me try that again. Sometimes the leaks will only occur with people standing in the shower. Obviously, the water spray is going to bounce and run down the walls in a different pattern if there is someone standing in the shower. Let your clients know that this possibility exists despite your best efforts during the inspection. You should also let them know that shower and tub enclosures are high leakage, high maintenance areas. Check adjacent rooms. We're still not done with slide 11 yet. After you have flowed water in a tub enclosure or shower stall, you should look closely at adjacent walls in other rooms. Sometimes evidence of leakage will be visible in the walls and or wall floor area of adjacent rooms before it shows up either in the bathroom or in the room below, if there is any. Damage to baseboards and quarter round is a common clue that there has been leakage at the bathtub or shower enclosure. Check the floor outside the tub or shower. We touched on this when we talked about bathtubs. One of the big problems with bathtubs and shower stalls is water spilling out over the front of the tub or through the shower door opening. Damage to the wall below the shower threshold or to the tub facade or tub floor intersection is common. Make sure you look for this. Many inspectors tap on the wall surface just below a shower threshold, and similarly check any areas on the face of the tub that is subject to water damage. We've already talked about bouncing on the floor close to the tub to check for sponginess or rotted subflooring. The same kind of test should be done on a shower enclosure, particularly in front of the threshold at either corner of the opening. Now we are done with slide 11. I told you that was a lot to read. Alright, here's a picture. Here is a lightweight concrete backer board in a bathtub enclosure. This makes a better support for the tiles and is more resistant to moisture. Tile will be installed over this. It's the same picture. The strapping is to support the front row of tiles to be placed on the wall. Yippee, another slide with a whole lot to read. Alright, more conditions. Loose, broken, or missing tiles. Causes: failed grout or adhesive, failed backer material. Implication: water damage will cause further deterioration and possible structural damage. Strategy: watch for windows and window sills. Tap tiles in vulnerable areas. Check caulking. Look for differences in grout color, texture, or previous repair areas. I don't think we're going to be able to finish the slide today, like all of this. I'm only on slide 12 of 66. Whew. Well, it's not like I had anything else to talk about next time. Alright. Loose, broken, or missing tile. Causes: sometimes tiles are broken, cracked, or missing. That's very easy to spot. More often, the tiles are loose because of failed grout and or adhesive, failed backer material. Implications: the tiles will not be watertight if they are not secure. If the backer material starts to deteriorate, tiles will eventually fall off the wall. The more immediate concern is that water will get in behind the backer material and attack the wall and floor systems both behind and below. Considerable water damage can be done to the structure. If we are lucky, interior finishes that are visible below the tub or shower will give us ample warning of this leakage. Unfortunately, this isn't always the case. Let me take a sip. Strategy. We've talked about pushing and tapping on tiles, concentrating on areas around and below penetrations at the top of the tub or shower base. In many areas, you'll be able to detect differences in grout, color, and texture. And in some cases, the tiles will be different colors, textures, and sizes. This usually indicates a repair. Areas that have been repaired are likely to leak again. Scanning with a flashlight. You can hold the flashlight parallel to the wall and scan along the surface looking for irregularities. Sometimes defects can be seen that are not visible looking straight through the wall. Watch for windows. Generally speaking, windows in bathtubs and shower enclosures is a bad idea. Since vertically all windows contain sills, water can collect here. Did I just say vertically? Since virtually all windows contain sills, water can collect here. Also, the presence of a window creates more joints between materials and more changes in direction. An additional problem is the condensation that forms on windows in cold weather when people are showering. Even with double or triple glazed windows, you can expect condensation here. This condensation runs down the glass and may get into the window sash or frame and/or into the sill system and wall below. Why are there windows in bathtub enclosures? Most people do not build houses with windows in bathtubs or showers today. However, it was common to have a window above a bathtub in an older home. Many older homes did not have showers for the bathtub. If there is no shower for the tub, the window is not a problem. It's when showers are added that we run into difficulties. Another situation that can lead to a window in a bathtub or shower enclosure is bathrooms being added or remodeled. However it got there, consider a window as the enemy as you check the shower and tub enclosure. Look carefully around and below the window for loose tile and soft, spongy backer material. In some cases, people have added a small curtain to cover the window. In effect, the window gets its own shower curtain. While this helps, it may or may not be a positive solution. Caulk those corner joints. In most new work, the ceramic tiles at interior corners and bathtubs are grouted. We recommend caulking this vertical joint since the grout inevitably cracks as framing members shrink and the building settles very slightly. Caulking replacement. The tub tile or enclosure-based connection is particularly vulnerable. Advise your clients that they should plan on replacing the caulking on a regular basis. This means digging out the old caulking and replacing it, rather than adding new caulking over old. There are lots of home repair books that will give your clients guidance in doing this kind of task. We try not to go too far into the do-it-yourself world of home repairs. One of the interesting tricks, however, that people use when caulking is to fill the tub with water and stand in the tub while caulking the tub tile joint. This defects the tub to its lowest point and the joint will be widest when the caulking is introduced. This helps to ensure a good seal. Interesting. And that was all of slide 14. Bathtub windows aren't a good idea. Window rot, wall stud rot, soft tile backing, and loose tiles can be a problem here. Installing a waterproof curtain over the window may help, but may not be a positive solution. Windows in showers. Carefully check all corners and area of water penetration. Recommend curtain in front of the window. Alright, more conditions. Electrical problems at enclosures. Cause. Installation issue. Implication, these are life safety issues. Strategy, look for vapor-proof light fixtures. Oh. Strategy, look for vapor-proof light fixtures. Electrical light switches and receptacles should be at least 3 inches away from enclosure. Not 3 inches, 3 feet. My bad. Bathroom outlet and switches. Outlets and switches should be a minimum of 3 feet away from bathtubs and showers. Look for vapor-proof fixtures, identifiable by gasket material around the lens. Hanging light fixtures too close to bathtub. And that's all that says. Here's a picture. This switch is too close to the sink. 3 feet minimal clearance is required. Alright, so now we move on. Shower stalls. Alright, types of shower stalls. 1-piece fiberglass or acrylic, less likely to leak. 3-piece fiberglass or acrylic. Prefabricated acrylic bases. Mortar bed ceramic tile stall, most popular. Prefabricated sub bases for stalls. Metal base and metal walls, low quality. Alright, and types of shower stalls. 1. The shower stall least likely to leak is a 1-piece fiberglass or acrylic shower stall because the floor and walls are made of a single unit. 2. The next The next best type is a 3-piece fiberglass or acrylic shower stall where the bottom third, middle third, and top thirds all fit together. 3. There are prefabricated china bases for shower stalls, although these are unusual. 4. There are also prefabricated... Why is it so hard to say that word? There are also prefabricated acrylic bases for shower stalls. These are somewhat more common and work fairly well. 5. The most popular shower stall is the mortar bed ceramic tile stall. Leaks at and around the base are the best common problem. Did I say best? Are the most common problem. Leaks at and around the base are the most common problem. 6. There are prefabricated sub-bases for shower stalls that are ready for tiling. These systems have not been in service for many years, so their performance is undermined. Did I say undermined? That says undetermined. It's likely to be worse than the average site-build base. Most metal bases are low quality. Some shower stalls are all metal. This includes a metal base or floor and metal walls. These are usually low quality and are prone to rusting. Yeah, that sounds terrible. Imagine stepping into a rusted shower base. Ugh. I hope you don't have any open wounds on your feet. Or really anywhere in your body. Alright, 1-piece shower stalls. Fiberglass or acrylic roof cap, optional. 1-piece fiberglass or acrylic showers. One-piece fiberglass or acrylic shower stalls are the least likely to leak of all the types of shower stalls. This is due to the lack of seams or joints and the extremely waterproof materials used. Acrylic base. Marble or ceramic wall tile used in conjunction with a prefabricated acrylic base generally performs well. Look for soft backing material or loose tiles near the base. Tile backing, bracket preferably concrete, board or mortar. Alright, metal showers are bad. Metal shower stalls are usually low quality units prone to rusting and leakage, bracket particularly near the bottom. Check this area carefully when inspecting the shower stall. Metal frame, sheet metal walls. Here's a picture. Here's a good quality shower stall with 2 tile walls and 2 tempered glass walls. The tile flooring. And tile flooring. Here's a picture of something literally floating in a black void. Acrylic one-piece shower stall. Acrylic one-piece shower stall. Acrylic one-piece shower with a seat, which is the next picture. Here is a tile shower stall being constructed. You can see the gray neoprene pan and edges turned up on the sides of the walls. Here's another one of something that isn't even remotely done being built yet. You can see the wall installation. Notice the anti-water hammer extension on the hot and cold plumbing in the new installation. New mixing valves can open and close quickly, therefore creating water hammer. Alright, mortar bed and shower stalls. Put a sloped bracket 1/4 inch per foot mortar sub base. Install membrane type liner, copper, galvanized steel, or lead on older types, neoprene or other synthetic materials in newer liners. Liner should extend up 3 inches sometime. 3 inches, sometimes 9. Once liner is in place, then install top half of draining assembly to seal with the bottom half. Put mortar base and install tiles with the same slope. So, mortar bed shower stalls. Let's take a quick look at the base of a site-built shower stall. In most cases, we start with a wood or concrete subfloor and the bottom half of the drain assembly in place. Shower stall drain assemblies usually have... There's a piece of dust floating in my face. Shower stall drain assemblies usually have weep holes in the lower half to allow any water that gets through the tile to run along the liner and into the drain through these weep holes. Man, this is so annoying every time I'm not able to scroll. The first step, ideally, is to put a sloped, bracket 1/4 inch per foot, mortar sub base down. This step is often omitted. 2. And 2 is a big step. The next step is to put a membrane type liner in. The older liners were typically copper, galvanized steel, or lead. In some areas, hot mopped asphalt and Type 15 felt paper pans are used. Newer liners are often made of PVC and chlorinated polyethylene, bracket CPE, sheet products. This is a single sheet of material that covers the floor of the shower stall with an opening for the drain. These liners are turned up the wall, usually at least 3 or more inches above the finished threshold. Some areas require the liner extend 9 inches up the wall and a solid continuous backing for the liner. Find out what is accepted by your local authority. 3. On the liner is in... Wait, did I say on? Once the liner is in place, the top half of the drain assembly is installed, sandwiching the liner between the top and bottom half. 4. The next step is to put in a mortar base on top of the lining that follows the slope of the sub-base down toward the drain. 5. The tile is installed on the mortar base. Every time I read the word mortar, I just think of mag mortar. It's beyond our scope to discuss all of the things that can go wrong, and most of the time you won't know where the failure occurred anyway. It's enough to tell you that these systems don't always get built properly or work the way they should. Alright, tiled mortar base. Be particularly suspicious of this type of shower stall and pay extra attention to the base and the wall tiles just above the base. I am not going to read everything labeled. Alright, conditions for shower stalls: leaks, rust, entrance problems, sill and threshold problems, pooling water on the floor, too small, slow drains. So, leaks. Check by operating the shower and look outside of the shower stall. Rust. With metal stalls, look carefully in all corners and seams for evidence of rust. Entrance problems. Minimum 22 inches. Door closures and doors that only open in. Door closures and doors that only open in. Sill and threshold problems. Should be watertight and tall enough to control the shower. Pooling on the floor can result from a sloped drain or improper slope. Too small. 30 inches by 30 inches is the minimum size. Slow drain. Look for water accumulating on the floor when running. Here's evidence of leaking from the shower stall onto the floor with the straining of the hardwood. It is not a good idea to have hardwood in a bathroom, let alone adjacent to the shower stall. The damage on the drywall is indication of water damage. Use your moisture meter here to determine if the damage is effective. Moisture meter sounds like I'm Moist Critical doing one of his moist meters for a film. Though he doesn't do that anymore. Ew, this one's very rusted, very disgusting. I would not want to step in there even with shoes on. Many older shower stalls have a metal base. It's tough to keep a rusty shower stall sanitary. Eventually the rust will go through the metal and the shower stall will lose its integrity. Recommend replacing. Yeah, no shit. If you saw the disgusting picture in front of me, you would say no shit as well. You're not going to come across too many of these wooded shower stalls. This would also be discretionary. Yeah, this would also be discretionary to replace, but it would be foolish not to do it. Here is a drain for a stall. You can see evidence of leakage on the plywood and the joist. I don't know if that's meant to say joint or joist. Is joist a word? J-O-I-S-T? You can also see they cut into the... Nope, it says joist again, so I guess that's the word. You can also see they cut into the joist to make room for the plumbing, and there is awkward offset in the ABS piping. Loose tiles common as a result of water damage. Gaps and leaking resulted in a sloppy job of caulking the intersection here. Some cracks here will result water damage behind the tile. And we are now on to our third topic, whirlpool baths. A whirlpool bath is not spa, whirlpool spa, nor bathtub, nor hot tub. Whirlpool baths are also called jet baths or hydro massage bathtubs. Do not operate pumps unless the jets are completely submerged with water. Some may have sensors. So, what, a jacuzzi? Oh my god. Go through chart. Oh boy. Fixture types and their features. So, there's four columns here. Feature, whirlpool bath, spa or whirlpool spa, hot tub. So the feature has... You know what, I'm just gonna read it. So, feature. Fixture drained after each use. Whirlpool bath, yes. Spa or whirlpool spa, no. Hot tub, no. Dedicated water heating systems for the fixture. Whirlpool bath, no. Bracket, it uses domestic hot water. Spa or whirlpool spa, yes. Hot tub, yes. Dedicated filter system. Whirlpool bath, no. Spa or whirlpool spa, yes. Bracket, usually. Hot tub, yes. Is fixture used for cleaning people? Bracket with soap and shampoo. Whirlpool bath, yes. Spa or whirlpool spa, no. Hot tub, no. Is there a dedicated chemical treatment system for the fixture water? Whirlpool bath, no. Spa or whirlpool spa, yes. Bracket usually. Hot tub, yes, usually. Yes, bracket usually. Okay, so location. Whirlpool bath, indoors. My sister just came in and stole my chai milk tea, or my Thai milk tea, sorry. Anyways, location. Whirlpool bath indoors, spa or whirlpool spa, indoors or outdoors, hot tub, indoors or outdoors. Is it provided with a cover? Whirlpool bath, no. Spa or whirlpool spa, usually. Hot tub, usually. Does it have a pump, jets, and air induction system? Whirlpool bath, yes. Spa or whirlpool spa, yes. Bracket if a whirlpool spa. Hot tub, no. Historically. Yes, more recently. So, whirlpool bath. Components and materials. Acrylic tub over a fiberglass reinforced polyester resin backup structure. Holy shit. Typically vacuum molded. I'm not going to use a straw anymore. You know, that my dirty ass sister just drank from. If you heard that, I just took the lid off. You would not believe, my sister filthy as hell. I am not drinking after her. Typically vacuum molded, 1/2 to 1 1/2 horsepower pumps. Pumps are self-draining. Circulating piping system made of PVC. Air induction systems pulls air and discharges it with water. Knobs/dials can control the amount of air. Air tubs will have a fixed or removable skirt in front to access the motor. And this next one has a lot to read, so there's a chance that this might be the last one I read for now. And then we'll go over the rest next time. Because damn, there's more to read here than I thought. 66 slides should have given that away. So, whirlpool baths. Capacity, 35 to 150 gallons. Water equals 8 pounds per gallon. Big tanks can weigh up to 1,500 pounds when filled. These may require special floor design considerations. Insulation should always be level and firmly supported. Base support should be fully supported by the floor system, and rims should not carry the weight of the tub. So, health issues. Water remaining in pipes can cause bacteria growth. It is recommended cleaning these with dishwasher detergent or vinegar, bleach, or baking soda. Cleaning is recommended every 3 months. Capacity. Whirlpool bathtubs may hold 35 gallons or as much as 150 gallons. Some Whirlpool baths are designed for more than one person. These systems can create tremendous loads on the floor. The very large tubs can weigh up to 1,500 pounds when filled with water. The strength of the This is weird. It cuts off there, and then it's meant to go straight into the next one. Floor loads. The strength of the floor may have to be from 50 to 150 pounds per square foot, bracket PSF, depending on the whirlpool bath size. Special consideration may have to be given since common floor framing in houses is designed for 40 PSF, and in some cases 30 PSF loads. We're going to do design analysis. What? We're not going to do design analysis, the flooring, even if we can see it. However, we will see the results of a flooring system that isn't strong enough. Need lots of hot water. Whirlpool baths can use huge amounts of domestic hot water. Larger or second water heaters have to be provided in many cases. Some Whirlpool bath manufacturers recommend storage of up to 100 gallons of hot water. Installation issues. Whirlpool baths should always be installed level and should be firmly supported. Many have an integral wood base that should be fully supported by the floor system. Most Whirlpool baths are not designed to be supported by their rims. The rims should be supported, but should not be asked to carry the weight of the tub. Spilling and splashing. When ceramic or marble tile is brought up tight to the tub, we want to ensure that water spilled or splashed onto the tile won't create a concealed leak and concealed water damage. Pump access. Most manufacturers and authorities call for an access panel to get at the pump for the tub. Panels of 18 inches by 18 inches or 12 inches by 24 inches are commonly required. The pump itself should be located above the weir of the trap for the tub. This isn't usually the problem. The pumps are usually fastened to the integral wood base for the tub, although some pumps are shipped separately. Some pumps can also be removed and relocated. Inside the service panel there is sometimes a service disconnect. This is a convenience item, but not usually required. In some cases, the tub itself is set in a bed of mortar or plastered with improved support. A sheet of polyethylene is often used to separate the tub from the mortar bed. You know, I like Meg Mortar. I do. I've always liked its design, though it's never been one of my favorite Pokemon. I still like it. I'm still trying to get a shiny one in Pokemon Go. I did hatch a shiny Magby, but I don't want to evolve it. I want to find and catch a wild shiny Magmar before I evolve into a Magmortar. Anyway, so that's where I'll call it for today. We are ending on slide 48 of 66. So next time we will go over the rest of the material. So now that I am done recording this post-commentary, I am going to edit it and post it immediately. So yeah, this is literally posting in a couple, this is gonna post maybe like in an hour after I'm done recording this. And, well, that's going to be it for today, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.